Behind the NBA in viewership, but a close third, is Major League Baseball. Baseball was known as America's favorite pastime, but this title has long been hijacked by the NFL. While the sport is yet to fully reclaim its golden years, it still remains popular with the Japanese, Koreans, Middle America, and some Latin American countries. Jackie Robinson's signing for the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947 famously signaled the end of segregation for professional baseball players. But it would be LeBron's Cleveland Indians that would register Major League Baseball's first African American champions, after Larry Doby and Satchel Paige were part of the 1948 team that beat the Boston Braves. The older of the two, Leroy Robert Page, also known as Satchel, was born on 7th July 1906 in Alabama. Larry Eugene Doby, some 17 years younger than Sage, was born on December 13, 1923 in South Carolina. Neither player had a typical upbringing, with Satchel having spent time in incarceration as a child, and Larry growing up with his grandmother, after his father died and mother left him to go looking for work. Both players would excel athletically and predictably would start their careers in the Negro Leagues. Satchel would for a time also play with South American teams.
I used to play one in some. I started in the Latin country. I started baseball in Panama, Caracas, and Maracaibo, and Cuba, and all those places. And I used to start over here in May and finish over here. I'd go over there in Puerto Rico and Cuba.
You play 12 months a year?
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
I'd play 12 months a year.
When World War II started, Larry went to serve in the military. Upon his return, he intended to become a teacher or coach, but changed his mind after hearing of Jackie Robinson's inclusion into the Major League. Satchel was also expected to serve, but would subsequently be deemed too old to serve and would continue playing throughout the war. With integration becoming a reality for most teams, Larry would first get the nod from Cleveland owner Bill back in 1947, before Satchel would join him the following year in 1948 to win the World Series. After sharing another season together, the aging Satchel was released to play for other teams, and would retire into a coaching and administrative role at various teams, passing away on June 8, 1982 at the age of 72 due to heart failure. Larry would remain a player for a number of years, and would retire to become the league's second black manager with the White Sox in 1978, after the Cleveland Indians first appointed Frank Robinson manager in 1974. He failed to make an impression and was demoted before eventually resigning the following year. He would then also take on administrative roles in other sporting organizations, and passed away aged 79 on June 18, 2003 of cancer. Satchel and Larry's sporting contributions were fully recognized when both players were inducted into the Hall of Fame during their lifetime. Champions of diversity would not wait long for their next hero. As a manager, it would be the league's fourth black manager, Cito Gaston, that would complete what Frank Robinson had started, by becoming the first African-American manager to win a World Series title. Cito's Toronto Blue Jays' 1992 win over the Atlanta Braves was the first of two World Series titles that he would win as a manager. Born on 17 March 1944 to working-class parents in Texas, Cito spent 10 years playing professional baseball, with his longest stretches being with the San Diego Padres and the Atlanta Braves in the 70s. But it would be as a manager that he would make his mark for posterity. The This started with his appointment as a coach in 1982 with the Toronto Blue Rays. In 1989, he would become the team's manager and hold this position throughout his World Series years of 1992 and 1993, until subpar performances led to his release in 1997.
I'm just going to take the club over until they find the person that they want, and hopefully I can do a decent job, try to keep us in there until that time happens.
Cito unsuccessfully tried to secure other managerial positions with other teams, and would return to the Toronto-based team some 11 years later. His fortune would soon resurface, and he would once again lose favor within the organization for various reasons, announcing his retirement in 2010. Controversially, Cito is yet to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. On a positive note, in 2020, Dave Roberts would join Cito's club by winning the World Series title, managing the Los Angeles Dodgers, becoming baseball's second African American to do it.